Another grifter. No, our pre-orders haven't dropped because of backlash. The sold-your-returned copies ratio is the same as it was. What happened is that the preview hype has naturally waned, and 9 massively discounted games entered the chart. Monster Hunter is down as well.
Labeling me a grifter in a video where I defended your game from being labeled woke over a rumored case scene is wild. Yes, people canceled their pre-orders. Many did because you won't address the actions of the community manager's code of conduct posted on Steam. Even now, you still avoid the issue entirely. Yes, your game has a lot of pre-orders, but it would have had more if you didn't tiptoe around valid concerns about the actions stemming from your parent company. Seeing you crash out over someone pointing this out is exactly why people are losing trust in you.
Well, sorry, but maybe don't use titles with phrases like massive exodus to avoid confusion.
I didn't use that phrase!
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
Honey, get the popcorn! Twink Desu is having a meltdown! Jokes aside, this video is mostly going to be me reading out tweets, since the bulk of this drama really took place on Twitter. Though I will be referring to a few clips from both of Rev's videos on this subject to debunk a few of his points and to show just how much of a crybaby this guy is. Anyways, let's get right into it.
So here's a timeline that was made by Mark Kern here. If you want to pause to get kind of the whole breakdown here and read it for yourself, that's fine, but for brevity's sake, I'm just going to sum up what happened here. So there's been a lot of name changes and shifts in ownership, but basically you need to know 2 entities on this chart here. You have this group called PlayOn, who is the parent company of Warhorse, and they also are the publisher for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now there's also another group you need to know who's under this umbrella of ownership called Embracer Group. Now, Embracer Group is a bit detached from all of this, but I just want to point them out for a second because they are definitely one of the more woke groups you'll ever see. So straight from their own Q2 financial report from about a year ago, you can see one of their biggest goals, their main topics, is diversity and inclusion in games and entertainment. Yep, that doesn't look very good. And it looks even worse when you look at this code of conduct from their own website saying this in terms of hiring. We recruit and promote the best by considering competence and individual suitability. However, if there are 2 equally skilled candidates, diversity will be considered in the recruitment decision in accordance with applicable local laws.
Welcome to capitalism, buddy. Acquisitions like this are commonplace in the gaming industry, especially when KCD2 didn't turn over enough of a profit for Warhorse to remain independent. Also, how the fuck is this code of conduct Warhorse's problem, let alone Valvra's? They're not responsible for what their parent company does, let alone how they hire people. That's why it's called a parent company. This
situation on the 16th and now into the 17th would get infinitely worse when this nuke was dropped onto the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Steam page. A pinned post right here, a new code of conduct from an individual from PlayOn who shared this, and yeah, it's just as bad as it might sound. So here we have this. We are grateful for the vibrant and passionate discussions that take place here. Your love for this game and its immersive world have forged a unique and thriving community. To ensure that our forums remain welcoming place for all, we are introducing a new set of community rules designed to maintain smooth moderation and foster meaningful, respectful discussions. We get it, this is a PEGI 18 game, and colorful language is part of the vibe. Occasional swearing is fine, but keep it reasonable. Excessive profanity, bigotry, sexism, racism, hate speech, sexual harassment, or threats will not be tolerated.
Again, How is this Vulvera's problem? Are you this fucking retarded, or are you just that desperate for content in order to outrage farm for clicks and views? Also, how the hell is telling people to keep things civil and not be hateful assholes by any means woke? Anyways, not gonna cite anything more from Rev's initial video that kicked off this shitstorm, since the rest of it is just him yapping about irrelevant shit. Now, this video caught the attention of good old Daniel himself, and let's just say that the interactions that followed opened a lot of people's eyes to just how childish and dishonest Rev is.
Another grifter. No, our pre-orders haven't dropped because of backlash. The sold-your-returned copies ratio is the same as it was. What happened is that the preview hype has naturally wanned, and 9 massively discounted games entered the chart. Monster Hunter is down as well.
Labeling me a grifter in a video where I defended your game from being labeled woke over a rumored case scene is wild. Yes, people canceled their pre-orders. Many did because you won't address the actions of the community manager's code of conduct posted on Steam. Even now, you still avoid the issue entirely. Yes, your game has a lot of pre-orders, but it would have had more if you didn't tiptoe around valid concerns about the actions stemming from your parent company. Seeing you crash out over someone pointing this out is exactly why people are losing trust in you.
Well, sorry, but maybe don't use titles with phrases like massive exodus to avoid confusion.
I didn't use that phrase! You have the data for pre-orders and cancellations. I do not. I can only form an opinion based on my own observations. And as I showed in my video, there are many people on Twitter, Steam, and other platforms canceling their pre-orders as a result of various reasons. Even some that I thought were unreasonable. And now, ironically, more people are announcing that they have canceled their pre-orders as a result of these posts attacking me. I understand that a lot of people are hounding you recently, but I was not one of them. This was a mistake.
Don't you yell at me! I'm sick and tired of taking this abuse when all I was trying to do is help! Besides, everyone knows how our quests always end up! The monsters will come after me and stomp all over me and leave me ruined and sobbing! That's always happens! I'm better off dead! Kill me, listen, kill me now!
Dude, get the fuck off your high horse and sit your ass down. You ain't that important. As of recording this video, KCD2 pre-order numbers have only gone up, with the game finding itself as second in best sellers according to SteamDB, with Monster Hunter Wilds being at number 5. People haven't been ironically canceling their pre-orders because your fifis got hurt. Doesn't help that your observations are purely based around the opinions of Twitter retards who probably had zero intentions in buying this game before this controversy. You're just butthurt that you got called out for clickbaiting and outrage farming. Simple as that. So what do you think Rev did after getting called out for his more than obvious clickbait, Apologize and change the title of his video? Own up and admit that his video was clickbait? Well, hate to break it to you, but if you guessed either one of those, then you're wrong. Bro doubles down that he wasn't outrage farming and makes a full-on part 2 where he plays the victim, which, don't worry, we'll get to that in a bit. For now though, let's read a few interactions he had with people putting him on the spot. He was wrong to not watch your video, but he apologized to you and is completely right that your title was misleading and inflammatory.
It was not inflammatory, since many users have canceled pre-orders as a result of these purgouts.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Perhaps label the video better then? Because the majority of people who see this video in their feed would make the assumption that your video is complaining about wokeness where there really isn't any.
It's labeled properly. I used the term woke in quotes because that's what people were labeling it. If a developer like this feels comfortable enough to attack me over my
Rev, the title of your video does sound no different than the average Grifter title, and I doubt Valvra has the time to shift through all those videos to figure out which ones are defending him and which ones aren't, if he even watches them in the first place.
I have to disagree. If a game developer does not have the time to watch my video, then they damn sure shouldn't be launching an attack on me based on their perception of it. They literally complain about someone doing the same thing. It's hypocritical.
Says the guy who sent a hate mob after 2 trans VTubers over some out-of-context tweets and refuses to watch Nyara's video on the subject. You're really not in a position to cry about people not watching your crappy videos, you fucking hypocrite. You turned this from a cause to it being all about yourself. It was a misunderstanding. Get the fuck over it, puto.
I'll take this dance.
Fratanga.
He's mine.
Fuck you! No! Bad for Tanga. Bad stick boy. Rev is my lolcow. Go back to the salt mine and farm the Sony ponies, you bitch. But seriously, Frit, please make a video dunking on this clown. You have more reach than I do, and therefore your voice carries more weight than mine. Anyways, glazing aside, let's listen to a few segments from Rev's second video before concluding this whole thing with another round of tweets.
He would end his thread, part 10, with this eyebrow-raising comment saying we don't want Kingdom Come Deliverance to be used as clickbait by people who didn't even play it yet. And of course, you know, there's not that many YouTube videos out there about this whole set of controversy, so I'm like, who's he talking about? Well, apparently he was talking about me, or at least a group of people, including myself, because earlier today, he made this call-out post with a screenshot of my video saying, "Another grifter. No, our pre-orders haven't dropped because of backlash. The sold/return copies ratio is the same as it was. What happened is that the preview hype was naturally waned, and 9 massively discounted games entered the chart. Monster Hunter is down as well." Now, there's a lot to unpack here. Number one, the word grifter continues to lose all meaning. There is nothing that proves I'm a grifter in this screenshot. It's just a ridiculous buzzword being misused once again.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
On top of that, it becomes very clear he did not watch the video, because if he did, he would know I largely defended him, and also my criticism, the main criticism I did launch, was about his silence on the community manager and the code of conduct, which ironically he's silent on in this tweet. And I think because he didn't watch the video and because of the positioning of the screenshot, he is basing everything off of the title of my video, which apparently he has an issue with. And I stand by the title. I think it was a fair and reasonable way to title this video based on what I had seen.
Dude, just shut the fuck up and take the L already. God damn it.
The part about losing trust, I mean, this whole call-out post is just further proof of that. But this whole mass pre-order refunds, right? I am not a developer. I am not someone who has the data to show, oh, pre-order numbers are up or down. I don't know. Valvra and his team, they know, but I can only base it off of my own observations. And in my video, and from my other observations, from what I've seen on Steam, Twitter, and other social media platforms, I have seen a lot of people claiming they are canceling their pre-orders as a result of several different factors.
Dude, you're basing your assumptions off the opinions of Twitter retards. And no, you didn't look at Steam or any other social media platform, you fucking liar. Because if you had, you would have quickly seen that pre-order numbers had only been going up during this controversy. And all your assumptions would have been quickly fucking dispelled.
We saw this proof that was posted right afterwards, showing that it's number 10 in wish lists, which to me doesn't dispel that people are canceling pre-orders. Of course, the numbers for this game are going to be really good. A lot of people are really looking forward to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. The pre-order numbers are going to be good, and the actual sales numbers will be good too. But that doesn't mean people aren't canceling and refunding their game. that doesn't disprove anything. It's just kind of like a false defense here that doesn't really disprove anything I'm saying.
Look at this loser trying to weasel his way out of this. You're trying so hard to prove a point that doesn't exist just because your ego got bruised over a misleading title. That's what Volver and everyone else's issue was with your video.
Loser! You're a loser! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Anyways, on to reading more tweets.
It's nice to hear voice of reason and common sense. I hear you, man. Thank you. Immer hardcore mode, area rev says des.
Once again, this is so incredibly disappointing. Since I went out of my way to defend you and your game, you publicly attacked me without even watching my video where I stood up for you. But now, you're using a different video to once again flame me publicly. I have no issues with the Musa character. I have no issues with Henry's gay art. Why are you attacking me for calling out your silence about your parent company's code of conduct? You lost me as a customer despite me looking forward to supporting you. Hugely disappointed, man.
You're a Karen, and you appear to be missing a brain. Fucking stupid.
I am not flaming you publicly. The video I shared is not against you, nor am I, okay? The whole misunderstanding was about the title, and it was a misunderstanding.
Maybe you should watch the entire video.
Maybe I should.
This has gone way too far. I have supported you for quite some time. You have been an unfair target of cancel culture for years. I made a reasonable assumption based on my observation. You know that there has been backlash, some unfair over this game, but you picked the wrong target here. I wish we could have hashed this out over DMs or something.
Do you like having autism?
Daniel Volver goes after Rev says Desu and calls him a grifter. Please, you defended your game, Daniel Volver. You are messing this up.
Maybe don't use clickbait titles as the answer.
Maybe don't have a woke community team.
Maybe shut the fuck up, Grums, and go finish your fucking game. That or reimburse all the people you fleeced out of over 600k. God, I hope all your backers hit you with a fucking class action lawsuit, dude. You were such an insufferable piece of shit.
There is no side thought in that comment. I mean it. I should have watched the video. It was a misunderstanding.
I get that. I was really looking forward to playing your game, but after this, I don't know, man. I hope your game does well. That's my final thoughts.
You're a beta male. Rev.
Dude, you're not fooling anyone with more than 2 functioning brain cells that you had any intentions of buying this game before you got called out. If there's anything to take away from all this, is that KCD2 is to anti-woke warriors what Hogwarts Legacy was to SJWs and slacktivists. Oh, and the fact that Rev is a massive bitch who can't take criticism, let alone half the shit he dishes out. And yes, I will be referring to Rev and others like him as anti-woke warriors from now on, and I encourage other people to do the same. Clowns like this are just as annoying as 2016 SJWs, if not more. Anyways, go check out my new promotion video for Blood Lunch Volume 1. Link to that will be in the end card. With that said, later, and see you all in the next one. Yeah, so, post-editing Simon here. Turns out Rev couldn't leave well enough alone and decide to make this drama a 3-part thing. And honestly, I don't feel like doing more clever edits. So I'm just going to share a few segments of me live reacting to his video. So yeah, consider this a bonus.
But today we're going to look at how things have played out in the 24 hours since its release, and one thing is very clear, a lot of people are enjoying this game. You can see right now, random afternoon, it's not even the weekend yet, this game is sitting at 173,000 in-game players and also has a 90+% approval rating. This game is off to a very, very good start. You can also see they have officially crossed the 1 million copies sold mark. Not 1 million players, this is 1 million units. This isn't Veilguard, right? They're not trying to deceive you with player numbers versus copies sold. They're saying copies sold. Now, this isn't too surprising, right? I think you're a bit delusional if you thought the related controversies behind...
Okay, so keep this little segment in mind, because I've already watched this video, and I already know what the fuck he's going to say. 1 million copies sold. Day fucking 1. Keep this in mind because this will be relevant later.
Behind this game would actually prevent it from selling a lot of copies. I think it was always destined to sell a lot of copies. The game itself looks very, very appealing. A lot of people are enjoying it, and this is something that a lot of people saw coming. Now, the question is, it's not whether or not the controversy would make this game flop, it's whether or not this would limit some of the potential success by turning away some people for unnecessary reasons or through misunderstandings or things like that. So one thing that's going on right now, there seems to be a lot of censorship on Steam. We already saw the code of conduct introduced by PlayOn, the community manager responsible for Warhorse, but now we're seeing Steam and Valve taking down some posts that are negatively reviewing this game, and I think this one in particular, it's gotten a lot of attention that was removed for its content, is representative of a lot of the controversy and issues people have with this game that have not died out since it was officially released. So this is the deleted post with, at the time, almost 1,700 people.
Oh my god. See, like, the whole fucking code of conduct thing is fucking stupid because, if anything, if people want to fucking direct their anger towards this code of conduct for whatever fucking reason, even though it's completely fucking stupid as to why they're getting butthurt over this, go after fucking PlayOn. Go after Embracer Group. Go after the people who fucking made this code of conduct. Because, again, Warhorse and Daniel Valvra, that's not their problem. They're not the ones who made this code of conduct. It was PlayOn and Embracer Group. So if you want to fucking get angry, at least get angry at the right people. Fuck, man, Rev. Jesus.
Finding it a helpful review. It says this: 8 years ago, Warhorse Studio said, same-sex romance, no, you'll play as Henry. And he already does have a background story in which he is not bi or homosexual. Now, after they've been bought by woke investors, they changed the writing of Henry to turn him bisexual. Additionally, Daniel Valvra, the co-founder of the studio, tweeted, would you please explain to me what's racist about telling the truth? There were no black people in medieval Bohemia, period. Now he added a black character into the game. In the meantime, they were acquired by Embracer Group, who command the implementation of DEI on their website. It is each game studio's responsibility to implement diversity and inclusion, end quote. Additionally, an investor of Embracer said that he was specifically pushing for them to make the game more gay. Doesn't even need to drag this out. The devs expose themselves, forcing the same political agenda into every game.
And you know what's the funniest part about that quote-unquote investor that he's talking about? It was a fucking troll. It was a fucking troll. Like, literally, Daniel Valvra made a fucking post on this saying that this guy was a troll. And he's still running with this. Like, he's still running with the fact that this investor story bullshit. Because he doesn't do his research. Like, go look up on fucking Daniel Valvra's Twitter and look up at the actual fucking tweet where this is referring to, and you will find it was a troll who has no fucking connections to Embracer Group, PlayOn, or even Warhorse. So, again, Rev, you don't do your fucking research. You don't dig any deeper except what the fuck people like Pirate Nation and fucking that Park Place say. Like, Jesus, man, come on.
Itself. Now the game's live. We know exactly what happens in this optional romance arc here. It actually involves Henry and his friend.
Dude, he's citing the fucking Rage Bait article by IGN. Oh my fucking god, dude, you can't make this shit up with this guy. Oh, for fuck's sake, Rev, come on, you can't be this fucking gullible. Like, for as much as I fucking despise IGN and everything they fucking stand for, I gotta give it to whoever wrote this fucking article. Because this was a masterclass troll. This was rage bait to all the anti-wokers out there. For them to get their little fucking nuts in a tansy and get pissy over this shit. Like, and Rev just took the bait. He took the fucking rage bait for this article. Like, come on, dude. This was rage bait. There's a reason why this was posted the day of release. It was to fucking outrage farm idiots like you. And you fell for it.
Hans, which causes even more controversy. You can see right here, IGN picking this up and trying to min-max their visibility here by releasing this right about the time this game released. So they basically were like, yeah, people are going to try to speedrun the gay sex in this game, so let's try to release it so people can find this guide when they first start playing this game. Well, you can see the reception to this is not very great. As you can see, 1,200 likes versus 4,900. This.
Oh my god, you were such a fucking moron, dude. Like, you were so fucking gullible, man. Like, you took that bait so fucking hard. I still can't get over this. How the fuck are you this fucking stupid? They made this article to piss people like you off, and they succeeded. Oh my god, Rev, you are such a moron. Like, how the fuck do people still take this guy you seriously? How the fuck do people take this guy seriously? He doesn't do his research. He doesn't do his research, and he is so gullible. Like, you got played by the gaming journos. The fucking gaming journos. How do you fucking get... God, I can't with this guy. Fuck.
How this kind of relates to my situation. I've said I'm personally not going to purchase this game because of this tweet right here, where I was very excited to purchase this game, but out of respect for myself, I'm not going to get called a grifter in a video he's referencing that I uploaded, where you can see he didn't even watch the video. The ad bar here is still loading up with a thumb.
Oh my fucking god, dude. It's been 3 weeks, man. It's been 3 fucking weeks. 3 fucking weeks since he called you out, and you are still sore about this. Like, come on, man. Get the fuck over it. Your video was clickbait. End of story. And no, you're not convincing anyone that you were going to buy this game before any of this drama and before you got called out. You're just sore that somebody in the gaming industry, someone that you supposedly respected, called you out for fucking clickbaiting and a misleading ass title.
But yesterday, responding to someone talking about the Musa and the gay scenes, he responds by saying this. Also, we had like 500 refunds because of the controversy, the horror, massive exodus. So he confirms that there was 500 refunds as a result of those 2 controversies I talked about in my video. So there were refunds. And I think 500 refunds of pre-orders is a significant number. I mean, it's tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, dude. Like, 500 refunds. 500 out of 1 million fucking copies sold. Like, you cannot be this fucking stupid. Like, at this point, you're not even being stupid. You're being dishonest. Your ego was hurt so bad by this guy that you have to cling to whatever the fuck you can as a means to prove. And if anything, 500 copies refunded. All that does is prove that your little video title, the mass cancellation part of it, was 100% misleading. Because 500 copies refunded out of 1 million units sold on day 1 isn't even a drop in the bucket. It's not even a drop. And how much do you want to bet that none of those had anything to do with him calling you out? Maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 from your really fucking diehard fanboys and fangirls with fucking 0 brain cells? Maybe. But fuck, dude, you were such an idiot. You were so fucking stupid, man. Like, if you still think Rev is a credible fucking news source after this whole fucking drama, after watching this video, after watching all this bullshit unfold on Twitter, you're a fucking idiot. And you need to get some help. And honestly, Rev, to you, get some fucking help, man. You are going down a fucking goddamn pipeline that is complete and utter fucking lunacy. And your ego is so fucking overinflated that you can't admit when you're wrong. And you were 100% wrong during this whole drama. Like, fuck, man. Like, get a fucking grip, man. Get a grip and actually fucking do something productive with your life instead of bitching about shit that you had 0 intentions on playing or actually trying. Fuck, man.